doing it in the churches and all over these places. These are things being done. That's drive-bys. Now, what does he do? Now, notice, you can tell if you're about to be the victim of a drive-by. There's certain words that Satan just cannot leave alone. And so how do you know? Because he loves to taunt and use trash tactics. And we know what that's about. When you want to get somebody upset, you start talking trash. And he's good at it. But these are some of his famous terms and phrases. And that way you know you're about to get hit with a drive-by. He said, well, did not God say? See, that was the first thing he told Eve. Now, God said you can have anything in the garden. The only thing, just don't eat of the tree of good and knowledge and evil. And just don't touch that tree. First thing Satan said, had not God said? Now, he didn't say what God had said, but he wanted to say God didn't say. Then he says this. He says, if. You notice that what he used on Jesus? If you are, you'll hear somebody say, well, if I were you, or if it was me, you can tell you're about to get hit with a drive-by, because all of a sudden, if it was me, I wouldn't take that. I don't know how. You notice how he used the same thing with Jesus. How can you stand by and watch this suffering? Don't you have the power? Now, this is the same one that just told Jesus, give up the power so we can challenge one another. But now you're going to come right back and say, well, don't you have? Drive-by about to hit you. Another thing they used to tell, well, are you? Now we all heard this. Are you chicken? Are you yellow? Are you a man? Are you a woman? Are you? And then it's like this. They say, well, you know you don't have to. Here we go. You say, well, you don't have to take that off of them. You don't have to take that from them. Then the other thing is, why are you taking that from them? You about to get hit with a drive-by. Just get ready, load up and armor up, because he about to come at you. He about to come at you. Then the other thing, perfect one. I dare you. Why don't you? And this is another one that has gotten a lot of young men and even young ladies in trouble. It's like, look at that. Don't that look good? That's the same thing he used on Eve when he told her to look at the tree. He said, look at that tree. Don't that tree look good? How can a tree so beautiful be dangerous? Why won't God let you eat from that tree? It looks better than other trees in the garden. You're about to get hit with a drive-by. And that's the things when you have to understand, listen. And that's why God said the thing about the word comes by hearing and hearing by the word of God. Listen, because the devil is going to word things in a certain way. Remember when we were taking tests, it'd be multiple choice, the teacher would tell you this. Some ways the process of elimination was like this. You knew which answer was not the answer, because if it says, it is always, I say, that's not the right answer. They always tell you on standardized tests, don't choose the answer that says they always do this, or it always does that, or it never. See, generally, when you see never and always, that's a sign. Satan will do that too. I never judge you. Well, want to bet? He the one that's going to God telling on you. I'm always on your side till things go wrong. And then he'll say, I never told you. That's drive-bys. All of these things we saw go on with Jesus. It went on with David and Bathsheba. It went on in the wilderness. Even when Jesus was on the cross. Now, we noticed this, and Deacon prayed about it this morning. And we see this all the time. One on the left, one on the right. And so the one on the left said, But you notice what the first word came out of his mouth? What was the first word that came out of the man that spoke to Jesus? If you be the Christ, come down and save yourself and us too. Even on the cross, the devil's not going to give up. He was trying to get Jesus to do what he shouldn't do right then. He wanted Jesus to come out because without the cross, there wouldn't have been any salvation for us. And so the first one, before Jesus didn't even give Jesus time to do anything. And Jesus said, Father, forgive, if you be the Christ. Drive-by. He was trying to commit a drive-by even at Calvary.